What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Fatima of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
All right, well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. And man, I don't feel like I'm getting any time off on this sort of holiday Thursday, Friday. But you know what? It's never a holiday when you're covering the Detroit Lions. There's always some sort of news. As you're probably telling from the thumbnail for this particular video, Lions got about the worst case possible you could with Malcolm Rodriguez. It is a torn ACL. He is going to be out the rest of the year. There will be no, golden light at the end of the tunnel for this season for Malcolm Rodriguez. He's filling in for the guy who replaced the guy at linebacker. So when Derek Barnes went down, who knows if he's going to come back this year? You know what? Alex Anzalone, he's down at least for a while longer, probably about another 3 to 4 weeks. He's gone for a while. You know what? Malcolm Rodriguez trying to fill in to replace both them. Well, now he's gone for a while. But, while there is despair, while we all want to see Rodrigo out there, and I thought he was doing a real good job, by the way, let's also understand the Lions were very proactive with this. They made an immediate decision to sign Kewan Alexander, the former Pro Bowl linebacker for the, San Francisco 49ers, now currently on the practice squad for the Denver Broncos. I'm sorry if I'm not getting all this straight correctly. I'm trying to do this on the fly here. But yes, I do want to give a shout out to my brother Tim for sending this over to me because I was in the middle of some stuff for work. And you know what? Lions are signing, like I said, Alexander, the former Pro Bowler, Malcolm Rodriguez. It's unfortunate because, this guy, I thought he was looking pretty dang good out there. And I really like the idea of Jack Campbell in the middle, Long Jr. on one side, Malcolm on the other, because you know what those two can do around him? All three of them can fly, but the two backers of Rodrego and Long Jr., they've got excellent sideline-to-sideline speed. You could see them filling gaps. I thought they were causing a lot of problems out there. But if you are a Detroit Lions fan, I'm going to say this. While it is an 11-1 season, while it is maybe the greatest season of all of our lifetimes, we can also say, and I'll ask you guys in the Duke Crew, if you can remember another time in Detroit Lions history, man, or any NFL team where you've seen so many injuries, let alone all of them on one side of the ball, I don't even know what to think about this. I mean, it is beyond anything you could ever see because think about just the defensive ends alone. You literally are on your 7th and 8th starting groups for the Detroit Lions. You've got so many different guys that are out now. I don't know when Levi Onwuzurike is going to be back. I do not know when Joshua Pascal will be back, at least at the time of getting on this video. It's just after noon Eastern Standard Time, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Lions should be very, very thankful that they won yesterday because you know what? They're going to be going into this Green Bay game with a lot of new faces everywhere on defense. You're going to have guys that don't even probably haven't even unpacked playing and maybe even starting for the Detroit Lions, let alone being backups. Zadarius Smith, thank goodness we traded for him right off the bat because you know what? He made a massive impact yesterday. You could see he was gassed. You could see he had cramps all over the place. He gutted through it. Long Jr., I actually really like this pickup. I think he's going to help. Is he going to be Derek Barnes? I don't know. I haven't seen enough on him yet. Is he quite Alex Anzalone? Not fair to compare him to anybody at this point because the film is so limited. Really, you got yesterday, that was it. And the fact he had to start yesterday, a guy who wasn't even here a week ago, is starting for you in a meaningful divisional game. That speaks volumes to the man, but also highlights the desperation of the Detroit Lions for this defensive front seven. Secondary, thankfully, for the most part, is unchanged, although we'll get word on Carlton Davis probably later in the upcoming, say 3 or 4 days, what his situation is. But for the Lions, this has got to be, I won't say panic, but man, if you're Aaron Glenn and you keep doing anything like you have been with this defense, you need to give them a lot of credit because he is getting so much out of so many guys that weren't here in training camp, weren't here at the start of the year, and now with Rodrego gone for the year, that's just another person. It's not just on the starting defense. It's not just a rotational piece. This is going to affect special teams too. And if I'm MC DC, I'm going to tell you this next week. I'm telling Jake Bates, there is no kick that shall be returned on a kickoff. We need to protect these guys as much as possible because we are dropping like flies. Punt coverage, hey, you got to do what you got to do out there. Jack Fox, thankfully, he may be the GOAT of punters out there. And yes, the dogs are barking in disappointment about Rodrego. Nothing I can do about that. My guess is somebody's delivering a package. So sorry about that, guys. What do you guys have to say about this? The fact that once again, you've lost another starter and again, another backup to a starter who has already lost. How much more can this team really handle? How many more injuries can you really endure if you're the Detroit Lions? Thankfully, they've been able to overcome them all. Thankfully, some of them are going to come back before the end of the season. And yes, it is unfortunate about Rodrego. Let's get over to the Duke Crew, see what you guys have to say about this. And man, if there's some other news popping up while I'm on air, by all means, put it in the comment section. Josh, welcome to Detroit. Kewan Alexander, I'm down with that. Yes, and I like the guy. I don't know a ton about him. I know a little bit about him. I haven't covered him full time or anything like that. But the fact that he has kind of fallen out a little bit of favor may have actually favored the Detroit Lions. I want to also point out one other thing. Remember 2 drafts ago when we took Jack Campbell, number 18, the first round, so much of the national pundits slamming us, saying who takes a running back and a linebacker in the first round nowadays. That's 1980s, 1990s football. You know what? Looking around the league, you're also seeing a lot of good linebackers on practice squads, and the Detroit Lions should be very thankful for it. We are getting a lot of production out of these guys, and the fact that we're able to still find guys who can step in and start because somebody else has undervalued them, give a huge amount of credit and praise to this Detroit Lions front office, the coaching staff, to knowing where to go and who to get, and the fact these guys want to come to Detroit, like with Long Jr., that's awesome. Big D, what up? Now you know. See, just OMG, what the heck is going on? Man, injuries all aboard, my friend. Injuries, get ready. See, Motel Mitch, Lions rule, Bears drill. They're drilling a whole lot over in Chi-Town right now. Trumps, woo, I'll go with that. Johnny Mack, MASH unit reporting for duty. Man, the Lions, I know they mentioned, I think it was Tony Romo yesterday. He was probably the first national media person, even though it was just kind of a one-off, real quick thing. He said, think about what the Lions would be if they had their other 9 starters back on defense. He's not wrong. If you get those guys back in any way, shape, or form before the end of the season, before the playoffs, this Detroit Lions defense might be dang scary. Let's see, Trey, how are we still winning? Man, smoke and mirrors at this point. Eminem, that's real football. We'll be fine. If not, great. I'm down with that. Good to see you, my friend. It feels like it's been a minute. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving with you and the fam. Rob Green, salutations. Coach Dan and Duke Crew, the 11-1 at the Lions are the grooviest. Daddy-o, yes, they are. They are indeed. J.J. Watt, man, Trumps, I thought about what you said earlier. Yeah, I have no idea if they can go out and get J.J. Watt out of retirement, or Jared Pierre-Paul, whatever his name is, JJP, or maybe even Aaron Donald. But if you can get those guys, if you say, hey, you got a chance to go get another ring here, in Donald's case, maybe not in Watt's case, we could use you right now. And you know what? Maybe they got some gas in the tank. Walt, good afternoon, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! And good morning or afternoon to you too, Walt. Mike the Ring, honey. Howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. MASH report. Bummer. It's a heck of a report. Travis Scott, Brand Holmes already is on top of it. We had just signed Kewan Alexander. We did, man, and I like him. I think he's another guy who's got some sideline-to-sideline abilities. See, Hardy, chances of Kaminsky, Barnes, and Anzalone coming back for the playoffs, percentage on each. If you ask me, Hardy, Kaminsky, I would put him around at 80%. Barnes, I'd say maybe 15 to 20%. Anzalone, about 100% before the playoffs. I think Anzalone will be back week 17, 18. That's what I'm thinking. Kaminsky, there could be a chance he makes one of those games as well. At this point, I think that would be a huge win for the Lions if you could get both of them back. David, we are feeling the pain late in the season. Next man up, 100%. Got to go after it. Hardy, Sue, that's a thought. I haven't watched him in a few years, so I don't even know if he has anything left. Would he want to come to Detroit? I don't know. Let's see. No audio, Coach. Oh, no. Audio looks on to me. Are you guys not hearing me? Are you guys hearing me? I'm assuming so. But yes, my audio shows that it's on here, so that I don't know, Trim Reaper. Let's see. Cash hours, who did they sign? Kewan Alexander. Audio fine, coach. Okay, thanks for that. Trim Reaper, never mind. Phew, you got me on that one, man. Let's see. Joe Rodrego is making a huge impact. Yeah, I really like the way he was playing. Travis, Cash Cards, Kuwan Alexander. Correct with that. Sorry, it happens, man. It happens. Let's see. Brandon, turn up your trim. Turn it up, trim. There you go. Trumps, should be no problem getting other free agents to come in here, and maybe that's what they'll have to do. Josh, who can trade next for Green Bay Packers game? We'll find out, but that does seem like it. We're trading players for wins, and at some point, man, you got to wonder if that's sustainable. Scott Wins Reeves may have been back, so he went on IR. Don't hold me to this. I want to say 2 weeks ago, so he's got about 3 weeks or so left before he's back, and yes, he would be a big plus too. Motown Mitch going to have a couple guys coming back as well, so calm down, take a deep breath, and relax, okay? Dave, keep the good veterans coming in for backups. There you go. I like the way you're thinking, Dave Dickerson. Rob, the backups are stepping up. I remember the Red Wings team from the late 80s, early 90s when Yzerman and Fedorov got injured and we went out in the first round. Correct with that. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. Chew, HM, who they signed, Kuwan Alexander. Used to be a stud with the 49ers. Now he's on the Broncos practice squad. Travis, Poppy, Kuwan Alexander. There you go. Trim Reaper, sorry. It was an issue with my PS5, not Lions Talk Live. Hey, it happens, man. No worries. See, Pierce, I still want JPP or Watt. Let's see if we can get them both. We might need them both. Jeffrey, hey, Duke Crew, 11-1. Next man up. I'm down with that. The Trim Reaper, love how Brad shops. Yes, he goes shopping all the time. Hey, it is Black Friday, right? So maybe get some good deals on some other players too. Rob, what injury does linebacker have? As far as Rodrego, he's got a torn ACL, is the report. Psycho Billy, I'm late to this, but who did the Lions pick up? Kuwan Alexander, and that will be to replace Malcolm Rodriguez, who's unfortunately done for the season. He will not be back this year. Leonard, Coach Dan, this is a testament for the culture and why the Lions should get coach and coaches of the year for how the next man mentality is in Detroit. That's a great point there, Leonard. 100% great point. But don't know where the break point is. We'll find out. Hopefully, he can keep it going. See, Pierce, Robert Rodrego, or Alexander. Yeah, there you go, Robert. Fair enough, man. Scott, this just speaks to the depth and talent of this team. Keep losing players to injury and keep winning. Props to MCDC/Holmes for building this. Proud of this team, big time. Exclamation points. I'm down with that. JDC, hi all. Hi, JDC. Great Lakes Lomas Brown says this after every show. The only way the Lions can lose is beat themselves or injuries. Correct with that. Great Lakes, 10%. I'll go with that. Travis Ansley should definitely be back for game 1 of the playoffs. Yeah, I personally think you're going to see a lot of these injured guys. It's just me, total speculation. I think you're going to try to get them back for the Week 18 game just so they can shake off some rust. Me as a coach, even if it's limited snaps, I want them out there. You know, if it's late in the game and it's meaningless, whatever, just get them out there, get them, emotionally back onto the field, get them over, some of the this and that stuff that happens when you're off for a month or two. Just try to do what you can to use that game to be a platform to getting ready for the playoffs. Trumps, we need the defensive line help. I'll go with that. Patrick Watts, how bad is Donald Peoples-Jones not to be brought up instead of Maurice Alexander? That's a good point because Donovan Peoples-Jones does do or has done kickoff returns, etc. So maybe that's something there. Trump's cornerback, correct. Let's see, Kristen, 12-1. Let's go. Woo! I'll go with that. Let's hope we can pull that off. Dennis, hey guys, hey Dennis. Brooklyn, hoping the offense doesn't sustain any injuries. Yeah, right now they may have to carry more and more. Although they carried us for the first quarter. After that, kind of dicey. Obviously, the defense, give them a lot of credit for it. They should go ahead and give a lot of thoughts and praise for what they pulled off yesterday. Trump's hearing fine. All right. Ryan Ebru is fired. Was it? Audio is fine. Johnny Mac, thank you. And if he is fired, it was before I went on air, but are you really surprised? I'm not. It's, it'd be one thing if I could watch that last 30 whatever seconds and say, hey, somebody did something wrong here. The fact is the quarterback, the OC, and the head coach, none of them called that timeout. I'm not a Bears fan. I'm just saying this is, that's a big mess up for them. We'll go with that. Audio's fine, Johnny Mac. Thank you. Robert, I remember watching Lions back in the 1970s. This is scary. They've never been this good. These injuries, I don't know. Yeah, they're adding up, but fortunately, they're at positions where they're able to replace those players a little bit more easy than others. Brandon, Dan Campbell is retiring more coaches than Social Security. That's a good one. I like that one. Scott, we are lucky to have the two best defensive tackles and best safeties in the NFL. You're not wrong with that at all, Scott. That is giving a lot of flexibility. The fact that we can control the middle and our secondary is pretty dang good. that secondary is buying some of those other players that half second, that full second difference between them and the other guys they're filling in for. Kudos to them. Hopefully we get Carlton Davis back pretty quick here. Great Lakes, is there any way we don't win the NFC North now? Points scored maybe? It is possible because you still got, 3 games left in the North. If you lose all 3 games, you're probably in trouble. But hopefully we can win all 3. Or heck, man, if you win all but one of them at this point, you probably do get the NFC North. Kristen, Brad Holmes keeps that coupon book of his close by. I love it. Yes, he's a good shopper. Trim Reaper, he's a great pickup. Yeah, just your opinion. I'm with you, though, on that opinion. Trim Reaper speaks of quality players that seek Detroit nowadays. I'll go with that. J. Rob, what do you got? This is the danger through the heart, a dagger through the heart. Let's hope so. Let's hope not, I should say. James, MCDC for Coach of the Year. You might be right with that, man. What you're doing, him, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson. I mean, the fact that they keep, especially the defensive side of the ball, they keep finding a way to make it happen. Man, that front office, that coaching staff, they need a lot of praise. And I know there have been some people that have been on Aaron Glenn in the past, but what he's doing out there, taking all the stuff nobody else wanted or on a practice squad or just a free agent and getting it to work, man, that's some inspiring stuff, man. Let's see, Trim Reaper, let's go Lions. Woo! Oh, yeah, I will go with that. Rob, as a former referee, the calls and no calls were consistent, except that last PI call, that was questionable at best. The only I had an issue with that one, Rob, and the one I get, you don't always catch everything as official, but I'm going to say the fact that you've got eyes on the ball. Jameson Williams going to that sideline, and it's not a deep route or anything like that. It's a 3-yard route. He is tripped and then appears to get spit on, and the fact that none of the officials catch that, I got a problem with that. That's just me, though. Brent Fuse just got fired. How many more coaches will we get fired? We'll find out, man. Trumps, if he would have just lost 40-0, nothing would have been said about it. Probably true. James, pray for Rodrego and hope to see him next year. Correct with that. Hopefully so. Let's see. Hardy, breaking news. Broski Bear announced as new Bears head coach. Well, I like our chances when you go to Soldier Field then. Rob, and the Lions have lost enough this way. Beating the Bears this way made me laugh and laugh hard. Good for you, man. I hope you enjoyed it. What's up with Broderick? My guess is you'll probably start seeing him in the rotation pretty quick here because you know what? He's back. He's healthy. He's athletic. You're going to have to get him in there. Rob, a Cardinals fan this Sunday, 100%. Cardinals and who was the other one? Cardinals and Ravens. That's what it was. Definitely agree. Scott says Trim Reaper. My name's Scott. There you go. Jason, how are we supposed to win if our players keep getting injured? Not looking good. Hey, next guy up is going to have to fill on in, man, and hopefully they will, Jason. Trump's Mosley will probably never see the field. If he does, then he won't be active very much. See, Sierra, what do you got? There was no spit at all. Slow it down and looked. Okay, fair enough. JDC, happy trails, go Lions victory. We'll see you on the next one. Daniel, I'm more concerned about the offense. They keep abandoning what works. They're going to have to fix that for sure, man. No doubts there. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, get you on to the rest of your day. If there is some sort of breaking news that's Lions related, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. But I got to get to coaching here pretty soon, too. So hopefully you all have a great one. Enjoy. If you have the day off, hopefully you enjoy it with friends and family. Take care. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. See you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? How Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?